Good evening and welcome to Lexus Design Award India 2021. This is our fourth edition of Lexus Design Award in India, and thanks to a wonderful partnership with the Association of Designers of India, the journey has been amazing. At LDAI, we work with a strong belief that through design, we can find solutions to the various problems faced by our Indian society. This year gone by has been a test of times, yet we all embraced the spirit of we can, we will to come out stronger and better. We are so thrilled with the overwhelming response of LDAI 2021. We received over 1,000 entries. That's over 1,000 potential solutions for the Indian society. Today, we are here to celebrate the best of Indian design. We have some very special guests joining us, leaders from different fields of design. I'm just as excited as you are to hear from them. Let us begin with Simon Humphries, Head of Lexus Global Design.
Hello, my name is Simon Humphries. I'm responsible for leading both Toyota and Lexus Global Design. Firstly, and most importantly, I hope that you and your families have managed to stay healthy and well during this unprecedented global pandemic. Secondly, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to all the entrants of this year's Lexus Design Award India for their efforts, despite the considerable difficulties that everybody is facing at both a personal and societal level. During these times of adversity, I'm reminded of the responsibility that design has. In the words of Toyota's president, Akio Toyoda, our company, and from that point of view, design, has the power to bring happiness in a variety of ways to people and society the world over. We as designers are inherently problem solvers, and it's critical that we use our ability to the benefit of everybody, especially in these difficult times. You know, Lexus is a young brand in comparison to its competitors and seeks to challenge and redefine the prestige automotive experience in a way that's not only provocative, but is also sophisticated and relevant to the customer as well as society as a whole. From this point of view, we've always strived to challenge the accepted norms in prestige car design, rejecting the approach that all vehicles in the lineup should share an almost identical design language. Of course, as with many other automotive manufacturers, Lexus Design utilizes brand Q elements such as the spindle grille that are shared throughout the lineup to define the consistency and identity of the brand. However, I believe the quintessential element of Lexus Design is the philosophy driving the design direction itself, rather than the cues that can have a tendency to remain static over time. In Lexus, if we look at the lineup as a whole, the design direction is tailored to fit and enhance the individual concept of each vehicle to maximize the value experience to the customer, yet at the same time hold a clear underlying consistency of approach that runs through all the vehicles. In real terms, Lexus Design utilizes high levels of contrast in the architecture and surface design, and the form, it appears to change depending on the angle or the distance or the lighting, creating an impression that it evolves over time. But all of this is done to complement the uniqueness of each vehicle's concept. For example, the original RX, it questioned whether only the sedan could be considered a prestige automotive vehicle. It redefined the perception of luxury as something that could be considered in both on and off situations. The NX, it brought provocative emotion to the SUV, challenging the rationality of the segment, and the style, even though it's in its fifth year, I think it still looks avant-garde and fresh. The LC offers an answer of how to create a beautiful vehicle that challenges the need to rely on traditional design directions. Quite simply, it's one of the very few sports cars that could be described as both contemporary, yet at the same time beautiful. This sensibility is closely linked to Japanese aesthetic values, namely that something can be striking and simple yet have intriguing depth and artistry. And I honestly believe this is something that's unique to the Lexus brand. The factors that influence design are all undergoing considerable change. It's often said that the electric powertrain will fundamentally change the layout and usability of future vehicles, and in many cases this is true. But we also have to consider the change in people. People the world over are becoming ever more confident in the way that they choose and they consume design. Mass trends in design were once commonplace, but as we move forward, diversity in design is becoming ever more important. The luxury car owner has also changed, where many primary purchase reasons were often based on social hierarchy stereotypes. It's now much more a personal decision, driven by the values held by the individual. Brands have evolved to meet these expectations with more diversity and clarity of what they stand for, giving the luxury customer a greater opportunity to utilize the product for his or her own self-expression. For example, the LF30 demonstrated a radical shift in form possibilities when the engine layout is changed, and in-wheel motors replaced the traditional suspension layout. But the reality is that the combination of powertrain layout innovation, together with connected technologies, autonomous support, materials technology, all of them taking huge simultaneous paradigm shifts in terms of innovation, this will create a true change in vehicle design and engineering, but it will also create a change in the fundamental way that we use mobility in society. New ideas to meet people's desires are required by designers right now, and it's vital that we don't focus excessively on the cars of yesteryear. We're entering an age where we must overcome the preconceived norms, such as that a car just provides transportation, and move towards a more innovative future. Most of the products we buy and use today are static throughout their life cycle. The car that you buy today will probably be exactly the same when you sell it in 5 years' time. But the influence of technological advances will completely change this equation. The product will grow with the user and change and improve throughout its life cycle. Cars, which have up till now, been fundamentally isolated, will be designed as part of an optimized system. The connectivity and synergy between them will form a new user experience tailored to the expectation of each and every person. And to be honest with you, many people are worried about whether the car will become a soulless commodity in the future. But to be honest with you, I completely disagree with this. The rise of optimized mobility systems, which fulfill the majority of our everyday mobility needs, will allow the privately owned vehicle to become ever more diverse and ever more emotional, as they're freed from the need to be complete all-rounders. I'm incredibly optimistic about the future of both car design and design in general. People the world over are looking for real answers that will enhance their chosen lifestyles, and it's our job to create them. In this era of confusion and fear, it's really heartening to see the energy and enthusiasm of such a diverse group of creative people. Designers have the power to define the future, and I'm really looking forward to see how this year's entrants envisage it. I just want to finish by saying a big thank you to everybody for their participation in the program, and I'm really looking forward to seeing who will be selected for this year's Lexus Design Awards India 2021 winners. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Simon. This is my third year as juror for Lexus Design Award India. I am honored to once again be part of the Lexus Design Award India journey, which is a celebration of Lexus's shared passion for incredible design creations that can make a positive contribution to society. 2020 was a year of great challenge globally. Even so, the quantity and quality of Lexus Design Award India submissions show the resilience and creativity in the India design community. As a juror reviewing the submissions for Lexus Design Award India, I was moved by the innovative ideas and transformative solutions by Indian designers. The submissions this year surpassed all of my expectations, with over 1,000 entries from talented designers across India. Entries in the conceptual and established categories were impressive and created quite a challenge for the jurors to award a winner. Every year, selecting Lexus Design Award India winners is challenging. This year was the most challenging yet. As jurors, we went through many rounds of discussions, deliberations, and friendly debates. And it's an honor for me to be a member of the jury with such distinguished members of the India design community. We all bring different perspectives to the discussion. However, we keep aligned by deliberating to select designs that best illustrate the potential to contribute to tomorrow using the criteria of anticipate, innovate, and captivate. Here's a quick peek into the 2021 Lexus Design Award India jury journey.
We had lively discussions, exchanged many viewpoints, learned from each other.
There was a good balance. I think that was very encouraging this year.
This award is a huge boost for Indian design community.
So I hope everybody is encouraged by the idea that they did send such a great entry to Lexus.
The debates, the inquiry was meticulously done, and I think that we have the right winners in the right categories.
Great working with the jury of leaders in the Indian design community. I get to learn more about the culture of India from them, so it's a really special opportunity for me to participate. You could see the prestige and diversity of our jury panel. We are excited to share with you the best entries for the Lexus Design Award India 2021. Best of luck to all the designers who submitted their designs this year. Let's start with the established category.
The whole idea of Bandit entry was to repurpose and upcycle plastic sheet materials such as sailboats material, tarpaulin, awning sheets, etc., and give them a little trendy look and the feel of the final product. The raw material otherwise would have gone into the landfills, creating all kinds of climate difficulties and havoc. So I think once somebody who will buy this new design which uses or repurposes the material, I think there'll be a sense of social responsibility people would have, that I have contributed something to the cause of climate control.
We felt as a jury it was a very promising start in terms of combining language of craft and language of technology in something that's meaningful for everyday home life. So what is most impressive aspect of this entry was how the design was co-created along with the craftsmen, and how they were involved into this technology assimilation. I think it just creates new opportunities for the craft going forward.
The Coffee Filter is a beautifully crafted coffee brewer that made me want to drink a cup of coffee just to be able to use it. And I'm not a coffee drinker. We love the visual appeal, the functionality, and the connection to Southern India coffee culture and to Southern India pottery craft. Great design sometimes can just draw you in and want you to experience the product or experience something. And the Coffee Filter was certainly very captivating, and it certainly did that for me.
In the furniture design category, I was quite impressed when the moment I saw the image of this beautiful pavilion, the moment I see this huge bookworm pavilion, like spread around in a garden. People are sitting, like 50 people are sitting around it and on top of it, and so such a beautiful multifunctional design. We found it very interesting. I think it was pretty unanimous when we saw this. There was nothing came really close to that scale and that kind of thought, which is to bring more reading to the public spaces.
So in this project, their whole idea was to rethink over the application of clay as a material and be able to come up with a design which, if used in a certain permutation combinations, would give you amazing textures and patterns on the front facade of the building. Now, what I also liked was they have looked at basic building blocks, and therefore reducing the inventory, and by combining them, they've been able to create some absolutely stunning and visually enticing textures, which I thought was absolutely plus point of their design approach.
Carbon tile craft is a fantastic way to upcycle carbon pollution. Beautiful solutions that also do something significant for the world, just put more meaning into the product. And the beautiful thing about the carbon tile craft was the tiles were so incredible. We were all imagining what we could do with them and where we would use them if we could. So we believe it was very innovative, a great innovative way to use carbon, and it was very meaningful to have something so beautiful that was also contributing to society, so nice choice.
In the established public utility design category, we awarded a shrine and a well in Assam, Bihar as the winner. The reason this was awarded is because it really offers the village communities to form a place where they can talk with each other, have a social gathering around the village well. It's hygienic, it's low cost, and it's frugal. And it also creates a secular identity for the shrine, which we thought was a special thing to happen.
A tricycle cart meant for street vendors. It's a well worked out solution with many thoughtful features responding to the needs of street vendors. And we felt it will have widespread impact, especially in a country like ours.
Congratulations to all the winners in the established category. The participants definitely made our job difficult this year. While there could be only one winner in each category, we would like to also acknowledge a few entries for their spectacular work. First, we have the Jury's Choice Award. This is one entry that ticked all our boxes in terms of innovation, design, and contribution to the society, but we could not really fit it in to a single category award. The winner of the Jury's Choice Award is Project Micro Irrigation Dam Gate. Next, we have the special jury mentions. We felt these entries deserved recognition for their efforts in designing for a better tomorrow. A special jury mention goes to Levitate Work Furniture and Zullo. Congratulations to you all on your hard work and efforts. We know how much it takes on a designer's part in India, considering our country's diversity and heterogeneity. On that note, I would like to call upon someone who is walking this exact path. Here, to give us some design insight, is Vinay Venkatraman, a leading Indian designer with global accolades, to share his journey.
Thank you for inviting me to address such an eclectic audience at the Lexus Design Awards. My name is Vinay. I'm a designer, entrepreneur, and an institution builder. I have worked over the last 15 years in various ways to use a high low-tech approach to solving global challenges in the form of creating companies, non-profits, and research institutes, bridging design, technology, and social impact. So today I would like to share some reflections from my own work, where I've transitioned from a conventional product design approach to design of experiences and interactions in digital products, and then eventually ventured into building startups and scaling companies. As a point of departure, I was as keen as one could be as a budding product and interaction designer in the mid-2000s. I co-founded an interesting little design institute in Denmark called the Copenhagen Institute for Interaction Design, where we worked with education, master's projects, EU research, and industry-facing projects. In tandem, we also built up a design consulting practice, where I had the wonderful opportunity of creating and working on prestigious projects, including the Nokia N900, which was the first Linux-based smartphone. I worked on design experiences for Lufthansa first-class cabins. I worked on numerous medical devices and traveled the world, literally executing projects in 18 countries and traveled more than 200 days a year, year after year. I must admit, it did pay well and it felt good, and especially to be in demand at a global scale with some of the biggest brand names globally. That includes Intel, Philips, Novo Nordisk, just to name a few. But after 7 years of doing this, I realized that all I was doing was fueling a vicious cycle of consumerism and beautifully designed scheme of mass consumption. This made me question some fundamentals, and that was when I decided to create a non-profit initiative called Frugal Digital along with my wife Priya, where we with our team worked on numerous initiatives that created open source approach to a high technology applied in low resource settings. This was perhaps the most exciting phase, where we traveled extensively in India and Southeast Asia, in the Middle East and South Africa, to explore meaningful solutions that could give a holistic design approach and meet high technology in a tinkering ecosystem. One hallmark product that evolved from this process was an inexpensive pulse oximeter, designed by modifying readily available alarm clocks to become a handy diagnostics tool for the ASHA workers. This initial hype factor was like no other. We got curious collaborators from across the globe. This is even a TED talk about this. But what we failed was to scale it. We ran into all sorts of business model challenges, and scaling it became harder and harder. The biggest takeaway for me over that whole period was that we as designers are amazing at creating value, but so poor at capturing value. Great ideas don't sell by themselves. There's 100x more work to be done to make a successful product actually reach market, and this complex orchestration of so many stakeholders and professions. I must admit, I even developed an immense amount of respect for a mundane profession like accounting. Design as a profession tends to be an echo chamber, with the same rhetoric amplified year after year. So we need to attempt to do something different, to do something to scale design, and to actually apply this as an innovation paradigm. So I wanted to try and check if I really could do this myself and actually scale products. This is when I created Leapcraft, which is my latest company, where we design products and solutions to solve one of the biggest challenges globally, and that is the challenge of poor air quality. For the last 7 years, I've been tinkering, experimenting, and scaling on various high technology products, and a recent example of such a product is called the Airbird. It's an air quality sensor that's shaped like a bird, drawing upon the metaphor of a canary in a coal mine. The product is packed with advanced sensors and has a sophisticated AI algorithm that looks for patterns in the air quality in your home. It learns these patterns and nudges you to ventilate your space, changing behavior or developing clean air habits. The product is now sold to customers from everywhere from Alaska to New Zealand is an excellent hallmark of collaboration between designers, technologists, architects like the GXN Studio with whom we work, and the Velux Group, who is a world leader in window systems and ventilation and clean air. So this global product development, financing, international supply chains, quality assurance, user experience, and how I've seen design matter so much in the entire value chain. But most importantly, it has taught me that the difficult task of realizing these complex products requires interdisciplinary collaborations. I sincerely wish someone had told me this and given me an overview 20 years ago when I was still in design school at NID. To summarize, I want to take an example of a humble parking meter. The parking meter, at least in the Western context, is a mechanical product which is designed as a physical installation on the street. It did not change for decades. It is almost the same. And the only big paradigm shift that actually happened was nearly in the early 2000s when it became a slightly digital product where you could go and insert a credit card or pay digitally to park your car and pay for it. So the paradigm went from metal and materials to digital experiences. But then what happened? The smartphone came along, and when the smartphone came along, it completely disrupted this existential fixture on urban landscapes in most of Western world. And the smartphone became the simple app that you could actually use to park your car with and pay for it. And now the question becomes, so we went from a physical paradigm to a digital paradigm, and the digital paradigm moved completely virtual. And what next is the big question. So one of the most common things that we imagine that's going to happen is that cars will know how to park themselves. They would know how to locate parking, and they will pay their own tariffs and even optimize and tell you how best to solve your parking issues on a day-to-day basis. So where does the designer play a role in this is a really big question. So we move from metal to silicon and silicon to virtual, and now where next? So this is a paradigm that we have to think very deeply about, because this deeply influences the way we design our education systems for design. This is influencing the way we implement technology. It influences the way we behave as society. And this is where we as designers need to actually deliver high value across the whole spectrum. So I really, to wrap up, would wish that all of you fantastic entries and winners for the Lexus Design Awards really find your path in scalability, in implementation and realization and impact on society. Because designing a product is just tip of the iceberg. You need to go that extra mile to actually take this and bring it to life and deliver real value for people. Thank you so much, and hope to listen for some interesting debates moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your insights with us, Vinay. Through the theme of Design for a Better Tomorrow, Lexus seeks design ideas that go beyond the mastery of shape, form, and function. Lexus Design Award opens frontiers of progressive design and technology to deliver amazing new experiences to the world. I am thrilled to see so many entries from India every year. Since its inception, Lexus Design Award has provided the opportunity for designers around the world to be recognized for their innovative designs, to receive funding to build a design prototype, to be mentored by world-class designers, and to exhibit their design at Milan Design Week. Tonight, we are fortunate to have as guests the 2020 Lexus Design Award Grand Prix winner, Kenyan design studio Bell Tower. The 5-member Bell Tower team's winning design, open source communities captured the 2020 Grand Prix with their innovative design solution that collects and stores clean drinking water in developing countries.
Hi everyone, we are Bell Tower, a solutions hub that strives to make a difference. We came together in 2014 with diverse experience to tailor solutions that match needs that we saw each day. We were ecstatic to be selected out of over 2,000 applicants globally to showcase our idea. At the beginning of our journey, we had broad concepts addressing multiple issues that we see and face in Kenya. We decided to focus on water collection in a design project to have the most impact compared to many challenges we sought to solve. We faced stiff and talented competition from the other finalists. This meant that we had to challenge ourselves and work even harder to realize our vision around the LDAI design principles. During the workshops and individual sessions, The mentors helped us think about how to break down our problem while building design and leadership principles throughout the entire process. This helped us create a high-quality prototype with an emphasis on a design that would lead to a better tomorrow. Using open source methodologies as our starting point, we crafted various designs that not only improved efficiency, but also had a positive human and environmental impact. The pandemic that we are all experiencing around the world added unique and tough challenges while we worked on our prototype. These resonated with us, and we continued to improve our design in order to save lives.
What we envisioned as Bell Tower was to create an economically sustainable solution while empowering the community. This guided our focus on an apparatus that not only collects, filters and dispenses water safely, but also offers financial benefits to its owners. More on the open source communities project is as follows.
With a population of 50 million, 40% of Kenyans rely on unimproved water resources such as ponds, shallow wells, and rivers. 65% of the total population lives on less than $3 per day. Access to a community-owned water resource center can change the situation. We plan to share our build and operate solution as open source. The unit is made using locally available materials that are cheaper than standard ones. A prefabricated unit can be assembled with 5 trained builders in 10 days. The 15 square meter internal layout is characterized by an open space divided into a resource center for training purposes and the other for water distribution. The shape of the roof is designed to capture the maximum surface area for rainwater catchment. Nairobi's average rainfall intensity during the wet season is about 1,000 milliliters per year. For a 30-minute downpour, 10,000 liters is estimated to be collected into an underground tank for space optimization. A general proven test for water purity requires filling a clear container with the water for use and placing it on top of a paper with large letters on it. If the letters can be seen looking down through the top, it is safe for consumption. As an added option, Tank A is fitted with a smart device that detects water quality and automatically notifies users if it's unsafe. This ensures continuous inspection in real time. The clean water is dispensed via multiple outlet stations with foot-operated pedals. This speeds up the service rate and makes it contactless. The all options included approximate unit costs are $10,000. Using a pay-as-you-go model, 1,000 residents each contributing $1 a month would fully own the structure in 10 months. A 20,000 liter tank would serve about 400 people, 50 liters each. Selling at 10 cents per 20 liters would translate to an extra income of $100 every time a 10,000 liter tank refills during the 8-month rainy season. If it rains for 10 days, this brings in $1,000 per month in extra income. Our rapidly built prototype will reduce costs by over 50% and offer more features and advantages compared to others that take long to be deployed and often break down.
To emerge as the winner of the prestigious award was not only an honor for us, but also inspired designers globally.
The Secretariat, MoMA, and mentors inspired our design process and provided examples from other artists. Despite the coronavirus pandemic, the LDAI experience has taught us invaluable and lifelong lessons. The experience helped us think outside the box, as shown by the drastic change from our initial concept to the prototype. We are constantly evolving as we look at each problem intently to explore all options at every stage.
The LDA experience propelled the project to benefit people from all over the world on a day-to-day level, as it was written in multiple articles. We hope to learn and improve our journey as we design for a better tomorrow.
Designs are evolving by taking a holistic approach while having a global perspective. This will ensure that the necessary solution adapts to multiple facets of the problem. Optimal future work designs have to align with the LDAI key principles and encompass the rapid deployment of solutions that can be deployed and adapted easily. The use of locally available materials will ensure the sustainability of the design, and the use of online collaborative tools will soon be the norm to share ideas across the world. We would like to wish all the LDA India 2021 finalists the very best this year and beyond.
Thank you, Bell Tower team. You have really set an example for all the young designers out there to design for a better tomorrow. Conceptualizing an innovative solution for a pressing social issue is not an easy process, especially for an upcoming designer. Hence, we feel the mentorship program is an integral part of the Lexus Design Award. The finalists of LDAI 2021 conceptual categories had the opportunity to be mentored by some of the best minds in Indian design. Let us hear what they had to say about the program.
The mentorship format was a great one because it allowed one to get into a conversation, understand the thought process and the behind the scenes action that the student went through to not only execute the project that they selected, but also what was the motivation to take it up in the first case.
The Lexus Design Awards is always an exciting part of the design calendar.
I think the mentorship is one of the best things of the Lexus Design Award.
It brings in a lot of fresh perspective into the project when they discuss it with somebody who's been in the industry.
It kind of takes an idea and it gives it a fairly decent multi-dimensional perspective at a very early stage, and it really helps the designer from that perspective.
I feel like we've nicely encapsulated this entire new way of working.
Lexus Design Awards India has created a fantastic platform where a young designer like us can share his thoughts and learn from industry leaders at the same time.
We received a different standpoint on design process in terms of national and international standards and methodologies.
This is an amazing opportunity for young designers like me to discuss and develop their work with industry leaders.
What I look forward from this mentorship program is to get feedback for my work and also to find ways in which I can make my design better to make a good impact.
And I believe this will be a perfect opportunity for me to think about my project more than just a classroom assignment, into making it a reality to help people save lives more better.
The finalists who went through the mentorship program presented their refined ideas to the jury early this month. The jury then had the difficult task of choosing a winner. After some very tough deliberations, the jury has picked their winners. Let's start with the open category.
And she was very thought about. It had a water transportation system planned. It had a very beautiful form. The purification system could fit into any size and any dimension. So you could have it for the smaller places and the bigger places. So a lot was already thought about it, and it was for us, and many of us was the clear winner for its category.
I'm extremely honored to be receiving Lexus Design Awards, and I'm earnestly grateful for the recognition that I have received for my work. It is not my sole effort that has brought me here. I want to make a special mention of my mentor Ayush Kushliwal and my professor Avinash Shinde for mentoring me and let me grow as a designer. I want to thank Lexus Design Awards for creating this amazing platform where a young designer like us can showcase our design ideas and learn at the same time.
And now, my personal favorite, the student category.
I feel is an innovative way to solve the challenge of heating and cooling injuries in one futuristic looking device. It's a very appealing idea for athletes, or really anyone that needs to treat an injury with heat or with ice without the risk of getting water all over the place from leaking ice, which has happened to me on a number of occasions. The portability, the chargeability, and simplicity made it a compelling choice in the conceptual category for students.
Wow, this feels amazing to receive such an honor. Thank you to the jury members and Lexus Design team for this recognition and giving me an opportunity to showcase and develop my design work. This project I see is a combined effort of all my guides, physiotherapists, doctors, and all the athletes who have supported me in the design process. This wouldn't have been possible without the support of mentors Professor Pankaj Upadhyay and Michael Foley, who helped me understand the fundamentals of good design. I'm grateful to my friends and family who have supported me through thick and thin. And finally, this Lexus platform has surely given me the pathway to take this product to the next level. So thank you so much. I'm excited for the future. Cheers and happy designing.
Congratulations to all the winners so far. This year, we have worked to make LDAI 2021 more inclusive by adding 3 special awards. First, we have the Media Choice Award, selected by members of the media, and the winner is Hope. Our next special category is the Lexus Guest Choice Award, selected by Lexus guests from across India, and the winner is Samarth Modular Air Purification System. And our final award of the day is the People's Choice Award, decided through public voting, and the winner is Ice Heel. Congratulations to all our winners and participants tonight. At Lexus, we believe it's the journey to perfection that matters, not the destination. Today, I hope we have been able to inspire you in your design journey. Before we conclude the 4th edition of the Lexus Design Award India, we would like to thank Association of Designers of India for being an integral part of this amazing journey since inception. LDAI has been consistently growing over the years, and this has been possible only because of your support.
We're very happy to collaborate with Lexus Design. It's been 4 amazing years of collaboration, and we are proud to see LDAI become such a valuable asset to the Indian design community. I would like to thank each of our designers who have participated this year. Without their innovation, we would not see such wonderful work being done in India. And of course, I would like to thank you, Venu-san and Lexus, for giving the entire design community in India such a huge platform to grow.
I'm in absolute agreement with you. Let me highlight 2 key points. First, ADI's association with Lexus Design Awards is now in its 4th year. Now this speaks volumes for the design community in India, and the reason is simple. Lexus as well as ADI are both committed to exposing the design potential of the creative as well as the design professionals and supporting them in terms of design excellence as well as the craft of design. Second, by engaging a duly verified, transparent and a fair process of judging, as well as engaging the best of Indian jurors, we have been able to provide one of the strongest platforms for design awards in India.
Since Lexus launched in India in 2017, we have focused our efforts on making a difference to the society. Along with committing to a self-charging hybrid electric portfolio and initiatives to make our guests carbon neutral, the Lexus Design Award India has allowed us to be more than just an automobile brand. In the last 4 years, we can proudly say it has given a platform to over 2,600 solutions from designers across the country. Here's to crafting a better tomorrow through design innovation. Thank you all for joining us today, and we hope to see you again at LDAI 2022.